It's the middle of the summer and it's a perfect time to get away, spend some time out on the water, but you don't want to spend all 3 hours to get down to the beach. Come with us this weekend for a short road trip down to Badin Lake, just an hour outside of Winston Salem. We're going to take you through everything you can do down there. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Driving Triad, where we talk about everything lifestyle, real estate, and golf right here and around Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Family and I have had a lot of stress going on lately with some family issues, and we wanted to get away to the lake just for a weekend to sort of unplug, unwind, and spend some time out of the water. Plus, it's only about an hour away to get to Badin Lake, so come on down with us. We're going to show you everything there is. So the first thing I want to talk about is, where is Badin Lake? It's about an hour south of Winston-Salem, very similar travel time from Greensboro, and about an hour and 15 minutes east of Charlotte. Being that it is not right next to another major city, like Lake Norman is right next to Charlotte, it's quite a busy lake. Badin's a little bit slower. You're up against the Uwharrie National Forest, which means you also get some really unique opportunities for wildlife, especially if you are a bird watcher. You've got plenty of blue herons. You'll see osprey out in the little islands. You've got the trees growing out of the islands. Lots of osprey nests up there. So when it comes to real estate at the lake, you've essentially got three different communities that are within our MLS. That's going to be Baden Shores, which is an RV park. When you buy an RV there, you get your lot and everything. And then you have your HOA dues, which cover your marina, docks, and a couple other different things down there. You can be anywhere from like $60,000 on the low end to up over $100,000 depending on what you're looking for. Now, the other two areas you could end up in would be Heron Bay or Uwharrie Point. Both of those are going to be larger single family homes, many of them being on the water, not all though. You're going to pay a premium for being on the water versus having a landlocked home there. Now, within Uwharrie Point, you also have some other amenities there. If you choose to take advantage of them, you can join Old North State Golf Club, which is a fantastic private golf course with full practice facilities. You've got water views all around. It's a great place to check out. But both of those different communities, both being Heron Bay and Uwharrie Point, you're going to have, clubhouses, you're going to have marina, anything you need to go ahead and access the lake. You'll have your own private access to do that. And depending on which neighborhood you settle in, again, whether it's Baden Shores, Heron Bay, Uwharrie Point, it's going to depend on how much water frontage you need to have your own private dock. You're not going to get that at Baden Shores, but Heron Bay or Uwharrie Point, there's different regulations on that. But price points in there, let's say if you're going to be on the water, starting usually kind of the 700-ish range, and then can go up from there. The highest price point in the last couple of years on MLS has been about 2.7 million, but there are some really, really large homes on the lake that have been done custom that have never hit MLS, which you could certainly spend more than that if that's what you were looking to do. But you're looking at down at Baden Shores, up to, it can be as small as 200-300 square feet on some of those RVs. And then on the high end in Uwharrie Point and Heron Bay, it can be 10,000 square feet or more. So it really all depends on what you're looking for and what sort of lifestyle it fits you the best. So let's talk about water temperature, things like that. The deepest part of the lake is about 150 feet plus or minus. During the summertime, average water temperature is about 85 degrees. It's pretty warm, so you don't need to worry about jumping in that lake and having that rush of adrenaline because it's so cold like you do in the up north, in the Finger Lakes or the Great Lakes, where it might be 60-some degrees until July. It's 85 degrees down here. Even in the wintertime, only about 50 degrees. So you could still jump in that water in the winter if you wanted to. That's all up to you. I'll let you decide that. But what is there to do down there? With it being 150 feet deep or more, you can do any sort of motorboating you like if you want to get out there and do some tubing, do some wakeboarding, wake surfing, water skiing, whatever floats your boat. Quite literally, you can do it and do it quite comfortably. Like I said, it's a little bit slower down there, so you're not fighting traffic in and around the lake the entire time. Definitely some busier areas of the lake and some slower areas of the lake. Once you spend a little bit of time down there, you figure that out. But as you can see from the video, my kids are jumping off and on the boat, swimming in the lake. No worries at all. Obviously you want to keep them close to the boat so people can see them, but never once was I concerned for their safety. There's lots of great fishing down there at the lake too. You can go ahead and you'll see bass fishing competitions down there quite often. People are searching for crappie, for catfish, anything like that you can find down in Badin Lake. It's like I mentioned, the water temperature is a little bit higher, so those bass get pretty big. Now what else is there to do down at Badin Lake? Me, I'm always going to find the golf course, right? Inside the Old North State community is Old North State Golf Course as well. That is owned by McConnell Properties. So John McConnell owns a bunch of golf courses mainly between North and South Carolina, some in Virginia. And if you're a member at one of his other private clubs, you have reciprocal arrangements and you're able to play Old North State if you would like to as well. In the past, it was a top 5 private club in the state of North Carolina. It's a very, very nice country club. If you have a chance to go check it out, I would highly encourage you to do so. So a little trivia, a little fun fact for you. There was actually a plane crash in 1944 in Badin Lake. It was a Navy B-25. The 2 servicemen that were aboard did lose their lives, and the plane has remained at the bottom of the lake ever since. So going on 80 years now, if you want to go find a plane, you know, go on a little adventure, go for it. As far as food and things go down there, bring what you need. Closest grocery store is going to be about 25 minutes away, so bring what you need for the weekend, fire up the grill, get the oven going. You are going to be the chef for the weekend. So like many of the other lakes in the state of North Carolina, Baden is a man-made lake. You've got a dam down there that is containing all the water. They can control the levels. They're only allowed to vary that very slightly for Badin Lake. Depending on some of the other lakes around here, like High Rock, those levels can vary a little bit more. And this lake is maintained by Alcoa, and the power is controlled by the dam's now controlled by Cube Hydro. So they'll take all that power that they generate and the electricity, sell that back to the grid to various different utility providers. So just something to know if you're down there and you need to put in a dock. Like I said, depending on where you land, if you decide to buy a home down there, depends on what area of the lake you are and to how much water frontage you need for a private dock. But all those permits and things like that are going to come through Alcoa. They're going to need to sign off on all those things. So what do you think? Does Badin Lake sound like a place that you might want to take your family to? I know our kids absolutely loved it, just cruising around on the boat, going out in the tube, swimming. I think next time we'll take the fishing poles and let them check that out too. They enjoyed the wildlife, seeing all the different birds. Even Lily here enjoyed it, just running around the yard and tearing things up, running around and being her best, living her best dog life out there. If I can answer any more questions for you about the Triad, about Badin Lake, anything you might want to know, feel free to give me a call, 336-582-9210, or shoot me an email, joel@sandmanrealtync.com. I hope you all have a fantastic summer with your family and friends, and we'll see you on the next episode.